Okay, so this is the top piece. I have already like made the groove here, so it was simple enough to chisel. So another workaround I used like to make sure that I don't slam against that is like I have like a thin piece of ruler. You can also use a stick or any like ruler or something. So I just put a piece of stick here like this. I mean, just shim it like so that now anything I do here, like when I am sawing, that's my saw. So even if I slam, it's not going to, this is going to act as a barrier. So just improvise there. I'm pretty sure there would be like more methods to overcome that. So this part is done. So I also have like a small piece of, not small, like I have a piece of panel here. I have to thickness it still. It's a very thin actually. That's the advantage of a bandsaw. Like I when I was like resawing some stock, this was like a very thin piece of, it's still cherry, so I don't like throwing this. So this is ideal for this one. It's not the prettiest of grains, but maybe I can find something. So that's what I am reserving this for. So it is slightly thicker, which is nice. And this being so thin, I will probably just use my power planer to thin this down. I don't think it's I will put effort into like planing that, even though like to be frank, like I can just actually I will hand plane that, and like in on the inside part of it I can just create a bevel so that it just fits. It will be a good exercise. Probably I will do that. We'll see. It's not too difficult. The next thing we have to do is yeah, so these pieces, let me bring those, these uprights. So the center one, I don't need to worry too much because that's just sitting here. Let me see how it fits. So I have numbered it because it's really so confusing that it's very hard to, I mean very easy to. So this fits here, so I don't need to worry about this because this remains inside. So I could probably take this out, but I need to put a groove on these, like so this one goes here, so that you can see it. So that one will go there, and then when it comes to this one, let me pull out the center one because we don't need to do anything, so that it's visible. So when I put this in, let me look at the numbers. Yeah, it goes here. So where it aligns, we have to make a groove here. So there are two ways we can, like various ways we can do it. So one way is like I cut this to length. This is oversized for obvious reasons, so I have to eventually cut it to length so that it's flush here, and then I use the same plow plane to cut the groove. But this being such a short stock, I don't think how comfortable it will be using the plow plane. I think it's just as quick to just saw it down and use the chisel technique, so I'll do that. An advantage of that is that what I really want to do is make sure that this is like flush with the on the front. So once it is flush, I can use the reality here, meaning like I'll just mark it here. So I will use that, I will just saw that in from that measurement, and I will cut this. I'll also mark one more thing, like here, let me do it like slightly oversized. I think I will just saw this part like slightly oversized, and then once I glue and finish this, I can probably clamp that and then plane it so that it's flush, because I don't know if I cut it to length and then there is some variance, and it may not look that good. So I have put that one. By the way, this is the top piece. Hopefully it aligns with the, I will come to know about that. So that's the reason we want to keep some buffer. So this one goes here, again making sure that this is all the way. And I may cut this groove oversized. I don't think I will do that. When the dry fit, if it doesn't fit properly, then I can expand that, like pair cut the walls. So I don't want to do that. So let me mark this also. What I was saying was that, like, it doesn't make, it may be fine to just have this slightly oversized also. It should not be a problem, because this is going to be the back panel. It's floating, even if it is very loose. It's not going to impact the aesthetics or even strength. So that's it. So I have to now cut these grooves, then I have to cut that panel to fit this. I'll do a dry run, and then if everything looks good, yeah, before gluing, here is what I have to do. Let me open this out. I have to ensure that I cut this, like, because this is going to be rounded, I have to make sure that I do that first. Otherwise, if I glue it, then it's going to be really tough for me to come back and do that. It's important not to forget that part. What I will do now is I will also just put those 3 pieces on the top piece and just see. Let me note it down here, cut arc. So then for a reminder for me. Cut arc. Because I will be coming in after 1 day, 2 days, and I may forget that I may just start with the glue up thing. So happens in the mix of things. And then, so as you can see, like this front edge, it's not planed, it's nothing, like not jointed, nothing. So what I was saying was, I will bring that piece in now, just to validate, like, whether whatever I had drawn, it's working for this piece too. Don't worry about the center one. So this is, that's it. So when I draw the parallel lines, which I will do right now, to see, like, you have to be careful not to drop these pieces, because the grain orientation is this way, so it's not too difficult to, like, for them to split completely. So aligns perfectly, this one. So I'm just, and is it really needed to go with a knife? I don't think so. So here and then I will also draw the other one slightly wider. As I said, I can go even further wide than what I initially had. I'm going to hand plane that, so I think it's just easier to manage. I will saw it off this piece. It's time to remove that. Where are my marks? Okay, here. And that's why it is so important to have these marks, because we may make the groove on the wrong side, and then this one does look a little bit off, so I will take the wider one. I don't mind making it slightly wider, and the dry run will tell, like, if these like curved points or this end points are not properly, like, aligned. Hopefully they are, like, when I measured. What I want to make sure is that at least, like, the bottom ones, it's flush with that one, even if there is a little bit of gap on the top, because no one is going to see the underneath. But if there is a gap on this one, it will show up on the tabletop. So my dry run will tell that, which I should do now. I'll do the dry run, actually. Always a good idea, because before making those grooves and all, it's makes sense to do it. Yeah. They fit so well that this one fitted fine on the other side also. So see, this is quite tight. which I like. 3, 4, middle, 3, 3. So that's how it goes. And then if I bring the do what you got to do, like use clamps to so they are pretty good there, like pretty good in the sense, now you see this is springy, so I think I have to think of how to clamp these. Let me, and this side is easy, hopefully. So problem arises is I can't put too much pressure there because there will be a spring action. So I have to think about how I want to clamp this. One idea is to put a 2x4 and clamp from both sides. It's always a good idea to strategize that before the final glue up. I'm feeling good about it. I'm just thinking, how do I clamp this side? I could not get rid of I have so many tools on my workbench. I haven't cleaned that up because they are like calibrated for some grooves or something like that, and I don't know whether I would again need those for something, but probably not. Let me bring a couple more clamps. I'm pretty sure there would be better strategies out there how to clamp. I mean, without, of course, like without using too much like any expensive jig or anything, because that's my I can feel those like this thing board sinking into the dado. Nice. I'm looking at the gaps, like especially here, like where I can see whether those joints are seated in or there is more. I see they are like, they look pretty well seated. I feel very nice about it. Okay, I think I can take this out. So what I was saying was that when during my final glue up, because this is the bottom, I won't see it, so I will be putting some screws, like long screws here from the bottom, which is fine. I was thinking about the top one. If I have to put screws, I have to use plug cutters. I don't think screws are needed. I will not put any screws on top. See, like I can even pick up like from one side, so these joints are going to be very strong. Okay, so what I did was next thing is to cut the grooves. So I put this here. I just put the temporary marks here, like 90 degrees on those groove lines, and then I have to go 1/4 inch depth. My router plane was set to 1/4 inch. I used that to mark my depth. Now I have to just go and saw this in. I'm going right up against the line. No real need to go on the waist side. Just checking if I am up to depth or not. Now I need to look at the grain direction to my best. Each piece, that is. That's fine. I don't think I can see it because it's glued to the other one. I mean, I can just put my best guess here. So I take my 1/4 inch chisel. This may nosedive, or I have to watch for that. That worked fine. Why would you use a plow plane in this case? This is so much fun. I get a feeling that I'm just curious, eager to use my small router plane. Hopefully this fits this time. Yeah, it does. Nice. Done. Checking again. Do I need to make a micro adjustment? I can. So these router planes are like really cool, like pinch adjustment. Works so well. Just checking if I am up to depth, little bit more. Because like normally we use router plane for cross grain. Here like just be a little bit careful like about the grain direction. Preferably we want to go with the grain. This is done. Super quick and easy. Nice crisp. I'll keep this one. Same thing on the other one. Now because I know I set this one, I can use this as a marking gauge also. Much easier to handle the small router plane than the bigger one. This is my starred combination square. Like nothing beats the quality of this. The other ones are PEC. They are also very nice, but this is just a level higher. The reason I bought the PEC square is because I wanted more, and like I just could not spend that much, and I found that blemished one that was cheaper for me, and they are very accurate. As far as accuracy is concerned, I have never heard a PEC square going not accurate, but the how smooth and all it is to operate, nothing beats a Starrett. I think that's it. I'll start with going like halfway to see like which direction the grain goes. Seems to be rising up. I'll still be cautious. I'll probably go with the router plane now because I have taken majority of the material out. I'm not too worried about exact depth really in this case. I'm just going to eyeball, like worst case, like if it is ever so slightly deeper, that's fine with me. I don't want to go too deep. It is just going to weaken this piece. Even then, like once it is assembled and glued, nothing is going to, there is no stress on this one really, on this joint. This is done. Cannot get crisper than that, so it's good. Now I can saw off the end piece. I will just use my 10-point rip saw because it doesn't need, it's just a rip cut. that's it. Now next day I have to, it's already late today, so I will call it off for today. So tomorrow possibly I will work on that arc, and then we'll do the glue up. All right, see you then. Bye bye.